Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michael Carbone. I'm a business and immigration attorney in Staten Island, New York. And today I want to talk about what happens at the immigration medical exam and how you can prepare for success at your appointment. Now, before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions or you want to start a conversation, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, if you'd like to set up a legal consultation, visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So the immigration medical exam, what is this? Why does this exist? So if you are the beneficiary of a family-based immigration petition, you will inevitably be required to attend an immigration medical exam. Now, the purpose of this exam is to touch upon one of the many grounds of inadmissibility that are in the immigration laws. Now, inadmissibility is just a fancy way of saying, hey, we're not going to let you into the United States because of these reasons. Now, there are a variety of grounds of inadmissibility, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about the health-related grounds. Now, the purpose of the immigration medical exam is to find any basis for determining whether you are inadmissible for health-related reasons. So when you attend the exam, the physician is going to assess whether the following applies to you. Do you have any communicable diseases? Now, there's a list on the USCIS website that provides a breakdown of the specific diseases. It's not a large list, but these diseases are very particular, and if you have one of them, you will not be admitted into the United States. Number two is whether you have the mandatory vaccinations that are required for anyone in the United States. Again, there's a list of vaccinations. You will be required to have those vaccinations in order for the physician to sign off on your medical exam. Next, the physician will look to see if you have a physical or mental disorder that could cause harm to yourself or others. Lastly, the doctor will look to see if you are a drug addict or drug abuser. Now, depending on where you are located at the time of the medical exam, you will either see a civil surgeon, and those are for people located in the United States, or a panel physician, and those are doctors that are designated by the U.S. Department of State, and they are located in the beneficiary's home country. So what actually happens at the medical exam? Now, if you've ever had an annual physical or ever gone to a doctor for any ailments, it's somewhat similar to an annual physical. So the doctor is going to take some blood work, ask some questions, and inquire about your physical and mental well-being. Now, the doctor will touch on some of those issues that I mentioned, and their purpose is to find any of these things to mark you as inadmissible. So this doctor is not your doctor. Again, they're designated by the government, and the government's goal is to make sure that you pass all the tests and they can admit you into the United States. The doctor is sort of that barrier to assess your physical and mental well-being to make sure that there are no risks inherent by admitting you into the United States. Now, remember, again, this doctor is not your doctor, so you don't want to go out of your way to provide extensive information about yourself. You only need to answer the questions that the doctor asks you. So most often, these will be yes or no questions. If the answer is yes or the answer is no, that's a great response. If you need to provide more detail, that's fine, but you shouldn't go out of your way to provide more detail than the doctor is asking you. So what should you bring to the medical exam to prepare for success? So number one, you want to fill out the I-693 form, only the first part, that's information related to you, and then print that form out and bring it with you to give to the doctor when you arrive at your appointment. Next, there's obviously going to be a fee associated with this medical exam, so you want to make sure you have money with you to make that payment. So it can help to call in advance and find out the cost of the medical exam so that you can pay at the time of your appointment. Next, you'll want to gather your medical records and vaccination records as well so that you can provide those to the doctor that they can then go over and fill out the I-693 pertaining to your specific conditions, medical records, and vaccination records. Next, you should expect a physical examination. This is a doctor, so they're going to, it's possible they take chest x-rays, blood work, test your heart rate, anything that would happen during an annual physical, you can anticipate that occurring during the medical exam. Lastly, you want to communicate honestly with the doctor. There's no reason to hide information. This is about you. This is about yourself. Don't divulge and express long, drawn-out responses. Should be very quick, very short answers, and only answer the questions that they are asking of you. Finally, when the exam is over, the doctor is going to give you the completed I-693 in a sealed envelope. It's very important that you do not open this envelope. If the envelope is opened, it will be refused by USCIS or the consulate, and you'll have to do the process over again. So if you are applying for adjustment in the US, you would be submitting the medical exam with your initial applications, whereas if you are doing consular processing, the medical exam would come much later. Once the case moves to the National Visa Center and eventually the consulate abroad, that is when you would typically attend the medical exam. And again, same circumstances. When you're handed the sealed envelope, you would then bring that to your consulate interview and hand it into the officer at the time of your appointment. So that's it. That is the immigration medical exam. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep making them.